Yo, what's going on, guys, and welcome to some Draft Champions. Now, the draft in the first game of this was actually posted on my channel about a week, maybe even 2 weeks ago, and I was going to go ahead and record a Draft Champions challenge for you guys this morning, and then I was like, wait a second, we still got some games remaining to play with this team. Now, I could have just quit out and did the challenge, but my competitive self wouldn't let me do that, so we're going to go ahead. Maybe you guys will see one game, maybe two, maybe even three if we end up making it to the championship. Now, if you guys don't remember what happened in the draft, the team's not very good. It's only an 80 overall. Our defense really doesn't have anybody except Sue. I want to say we also have Byron Maxwell and maybe another cornerback. Maybe, I don't remember who it was exactly, but our defense isn't that good. Our offense, it was actually pretty good. We had what we called the big three in Aaron Rodgers, Eric Dickerson, and Calvin Johnson. In the first game, they absolutely carried us, especially Eric Dickerson. Now here in game number one, our offense went 3 and out, and my opponent had Drew Brees as his quarterback, and he just absolutely torched us in that first drive. Went like 5 of 5 for about 63 yards and a touchdown. And then you see that Savage decided to go for 2 and go up 8-0 with that halfback toss. Now, as Aaron Rodgers would say, we just need to relax. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to drive right down the field. You see Eric Dickerson picking up a big first down there. Here on 2nd and 2, we find our tight end, Luke Wilson. Now, one of my favorite gold tight ends in the game. So even though he's only like a 78 overall, definitely a good player. But unfortunately, once we start to get down, near the red zone, we get sacked on 2nd down. Here on 3rd and 17, we find Wilson, but he doesn't have the greatest catch in traffic, so he ends up dropping that one. So on 4th and 17, we're going to go ahead, kick the 50-yard field goal, and you guys can see, yeah, I didn't get a hold of all of that one, and these draft champion kickers, they're not the best. So a 50-yard field goal, you need to make sure you're getting all the power, otherwise it's going to end up being short, and that's exactly what happened there. But it's all right, because we come back and we get to use our interception with Mingo, and we have a chance to get right back in this game. Now, the final play of the first quarter, we're just going to roll out. We're going to find Jackie Battle in the flats, and I noticed my opponent was bringing a lot of blitzes. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to run the ball up the middle, and Eric Dickerson's going to be a yard short. So we're going to go ahead, go, no huddle, and usually that means the opponent is running the same exact play. I decided to change it up, take a shot deep for Calvin Johnson in one-on-one coverage. He comes down with it, and that sets up Aaron Rodgers to just keep that one himself. Now, I didn't want to go for 2. I decided to just kick the extra point, make things 8-7, and let's see if his offense can continue to do what it did in the first drive. Now, it didn't happen there because Drew Brees ends up throwing an interception, so we get the ball back with about 3 minutes remaining, and it's time to see a whole lot of Eric Dickerson. Now, on 2nd and 4, again, we end up getting stuffed. So the same thing. I'm going to go with the no huddle. He's probably bringing that same blitz, so we're just going to streak Dickerson, and once again, this man is wide open down the field, and Eric Dickerson scores from 39 yards out. And just like that, you guys see Aaron Rodgers excited. I'm excited. The first drive, first 2 minutes of the game, it looked like he was going to come out and dominate us. Instead, now we find ourselves up 14-8, and the pressure is right back on him. Now, Drew Brees connects with his main target. That's Herman Moore. Here on 2nd and 6, throws that one. Somehow it gets completed between like 3 defenders, but I noticed my opponent, even when I dropped a lot of players back in coverage, he was still making very poor reads. He refused to run the ball. So here on 3rd and 10, I had a feeling he was going to that play. That's the play he scored his first touchdown on, and Connor ends up getting the interception. Now with about 52 seconds remaining, I don't want to do anything dumb here, so we're going to find Calvin Johnson. We lined him up in the slot, decided to give my opponent a different look, and he ends up getting the first down. Now, once again, I don't want to do anything dumb, so we're just going to run the ball, and Eric Dickerson is going to break a couple tackles, end up getting down the sideline, and finally gets tripped up at the 27-yard line. So with a timeout remaining, we're going to go ahead, take a shot, one-on-one coverage with Calvin Johnson. I thought for sure he was going to haul that one in. On the next play, I was like, you know what, let's play it safe. Let's get the field goal. It's going to put us up 17-8, which is a 2-score lead. It puts us up 9 points, which means he's going to need a touchdown and a field goal to come back. Now in the second half, for whatever reason, my opponent just started taking shots down the field, and that really wasn't working for him. Here on 3rd and 10, like I said, he refused to run the ball, so I'm just dropping everyone back in coverage. Here he throws it up for Herman Moore, but when you got 4 defenders around him, he's probably not coming down with it, and just like that, your peer has conceded the game. So even though he came out, completely destroyed us the first 2 minutes of the game, he ends up going on to quit the game. So just like that, we find ourselves in the semifinals, and let me tell you, man, Eric Dickerson, he may be the GOAT in MUT right now. Now, the 99 Deion Sanders is probably better, but when it comes to offensive players, Eric Dickerson just may be the best player in the game. You guys see another run up the middle, and the acceleration, the strength, the size. This guy is just way too good. Now, hopefully I can get my coins up in MUT, because I really want to get this team. And when I say team, I mean Aaron Rodgers, Eric Dickerson, and Megatron in MUT. Because so far in Draft Champions, even though this team's only an 80 overall, this is by far the best 3 players I've had on offense. Again, you guys see Eric Dickerson, his 3rd touchdown of the game. Maybe that's his 2nd. I don't know. He has a lot of touchdowns. That's all I know. Now here on 3rd and 10, we're looking for Calvin Johnson. Ends up going incomplete. So on 4th and 10, why punt? There's only 1 second remaining. So we're just going to throw it up and look at this, man. Aaron Rodgers ends up finding our 5th wide receiver. That's Hickson for an 88-yard touchdown. That's going to put us up 28-0. And I think it's safe to say we're going to be playing in the championship. Now in the second half, my opponent did stick around, and it was just more of Eric Dickerson. Now I wasn't trying to like showboat. Usually people comment on my videos and say, TD, you never celebrate when you're scoring a touchdown, but you know, Eric Dickerson was just dominating so much. You guys did see me showboat on a couple of those runs right there. I want to say on like 15 carries, he had like 250 yards, 4 touchdowns, just absolute dominance. Now, in the championship game, my opponent, he does have 2 legends. He's got an O-line that's a legend, well, a legend center in Dawson, and he also has Walter Payton. So it's going to be interesting to see what he can do on offense. But the thing is, on defense, he continued to run a very, very conservative defense. What I mean by that, a lot of quarters defense, only 3 guys in the line of scrimmage. We worked ourselves all the way down the field with ease, and what a drive to start off this championship game. Now, here we are in the second quarter. You guys see the score's actually 10-0. He ended up going 3 and out. We got a field goal out of it, and things were not getting any better for him. We ended up getting a pick 6. He threw a lot of screen passes, and he also ran a lot of 4 verts. You guys are going to see that right here on 3rd and 22. I know what's coming, man. We end up reading it like a book. Unfortunately, we do end up dropping the interception, but I'm like, it's all right. It's 4th and 22. He's going to end up going for it. But look at this play by Russell Wilson. Sheds the sack in the end zone. Throws it up for Walter Payton, who comes down with an absolute ridiculous reception. Now, normally people don't quit when they're up 24-8 and 2 quarters away from winning the game, but I did ponder the thought. I do gotta admit. I mean, I'm kidding, but you guys get my point. That play was absolutely ridiculous. I mean, if the game was tied and that happened, I don't even know. Things would be broken. That's all I gotta say. But we end up getting another interception, bringing it all the way back to the house. That put us up 31-8. I'm sure you guys can guess what's happening. The game got paused. No, he's not making a quarterback change. He's going ahead and quitting the game. So just like that, we go on to win Draft Champions with an obvious, you know, record of 4-0. That's, you know, what you got to do to win games. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I wasn't going to make this a video, but Eric Dickerson, Aaron Rodgers, and Megatron, they're really good. I really want to get those guys in MUT at some point this year, you know, all together, so we can bring back the big 3. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I didn't want to show you guys every play. It would have made like a 20-minute video, and the games really weren't that entertaining, so I just decided to show you guys the highlights. And yeah, hope you enjoyed. Peace out.